About every 10 seconds in the world, somewhere in the world, a child actually dies from malnutrition or hunger-related issues. That means that by the time I finish speaking today, 90 children will actually be gone. We cannot hear that number and let that actually just be a number, especially when it's so preventable. We've heard the company leaders, we've heard Blake say, Force for Good and Nourish the Children might be 5% of what we do, but it's 95% of who we are. Years from now, we're going to look back on the sales, the titles, the success trips, and yes, they will be incredibly special. But what is going to matter most is our impact on the world, our legacy, the children we feed, the families we help with life-saving surgeries, the communities that now have clean water. Will remember most how we help the world. So here is my question for all of us. If this is truly the heart of who we are as a company, are we giving these initiatives the place they deserve in our daily businesses? My goal today is simple. I want to educate everyone on Force for Good and Nourish the Children. And I'll share a few of my life experiences and explain why I choose to pour my heart into these initiatives. And I'll tell you about our recent trip to Malawi, and then I'll give you some practical tips to bring these programs into the spotlight of your teams. You ready? To start, I'm Wendy White on Facebook. I'm actually Wendy Duncan White. And on Instagram, I'm Wendy Live to Give. But I will tell you, I made it to Team Elite not being on Instagram. I'm new to Instagram about 2 months. Let's go back in time a little bit. Before I was anything to do with NuSkin, I was a teacher. I wrote and published a mathematics curriculum, which makes me a big nerd. Anyway, I built a company training teachers across 26 states in the United States, and I eventually dove into theology. And I fell in love with God and Jesus, and for the first time in my life, and as a result, I fell in love with mission work. And I started traveling to third world countries, training teachers in math. And for years, I was going to Haiti for a week and back in the States for 5 weeks. I'm a mom of 4 boys. And I was going back and forth and back and forth. And so I would experience life with no electricity, sleeping on an air mattress, under a mosquito net, a tarantula here and there. But I poured my heart into the teachers for that week, and I'd return home for 5 weeks in the US, and I'd fundraise and I'd lesson plan, and I'd work as hard as I could planning for the next trip. And I was happy, I was sweaty, but the work was completely volunteer, but it was fulfilling for years. And you know, when I went to train the teachers there, I thought I was giving to them, but they were really training me. In all those years and all those trips, I learned compassion. And I learned what it's like for a child to walk literally 10 miles to get their water for that day. I learned what it's like for a child to walk through their only pair of shoes when they got to school. I know the little girl who walked through those shoes. That's not the poverty that we see here, like the stress of paying bills, but life or death poverty. I saw friends living on dirt floors. I saw moms, any parents here? I saw moms having to give their children dirt cookies to fill their children's bellies. I saw parents having to give their children rock salt because it alleviates the hunger pains. So when I talk about statistics today, they don't represent just numbers. They represent people that I love dearly. And so today I'm here to tell you we are blessed beyond measure. And living here, sometimes, I'm going to say this gently, we live in a bubble and we have blinders on. And I'm here to just gently nudge us to say that sometimes we just forget what some of the other world faces every single day. And today, I just want to pop that bubble, and my hope is that we can each clearly see the realities that the others face. And most importantly, I'm here to tell you what you can do about it. In 2020, my trips back and forth to Haiti stopped abruptly, and around that time, I bought a NuSkin AP24 tube of toothpaste from my friend Carol Hadziki. Trish Siskowick, who is doing the closing speaker today, it's her mom, and she had sent me a random friend request. She was trying to grow her network on Facebook, and she popped up a post, and I bought the tube of toothpaste, and she said I should pop up a post, and I did, and I didn't think of myself as a salesperson, but she said I should try a post, and I quickly learned I could sell toothpaste and help support the missions that I loved feeding and educating kids, and that lit a fire under me to help. And early on, I learned about the Vitamin Meal and Nourish the Children program and the Force for Good Foundation.